soon books. And so I got through after I got through all the Greek, I'm in the library section. This is my little local library. I'm not even condemning on it, but this is the truth. So after I ran through those books, and I'm like, Norse mythology hit me up, and I read like a big fat Norse. But the Greek were to me, and then I got to Aztec, and then the floodgates got open for me. So it really changed up my mental game. But just the association of Apollo in my head, was I think kind of central to me liking this character. So we know his symbols. He has the lyre, he has the bow and the arrow, he has the wreath that we always see. So he's associated with music. Now, he's always shown as very youthful, male, radiant. The bow, the lyre, because the music, like, again, the guy with the guitar, man. This is who Apollo was. The guy with the guitar. Like, he's a good-looking guy, right? And he is. He's a douche. He's a total, you hate this guy because he rolls around with his freaking guitar. That's who Apollo is, right? He's the dude rolling around with his guitar. And he's, this is a major Olympian. Like, so in the pantheon of the Olympian gods, man, like, yeah, he's up there, man. Like, his association, he's well regarded, internationally known, locally respected, is what we say about this character here, right? And he's associated with both healing and destruction. And they don't tell you this stuff. They always talk to you about the light and all that stuff. They didn't say nothing about plague. It's on the back page. Like, it's on the back page in slightly smaller ink. But his arrows, because we're reading about him, his arrows are instruments of divine will, capable of curing and infecting. They didn't tell us. They didn't tell 7-year-old me, right, that he was capable of killing as well. And I'm not quite sure how 7-year-old me would have taken that anyway, right? We have no idea what 7-year-old me would have done with that information. Maybe plague would have made him even more amenable to me. Who knows, right? It was a crazy time. 7-year-old me was going through a lot of crazy stuff, right? It's the 70s, okay? So this deity here really stood out to me because I'm like, you shooting the golden arrows, you got the right? You're doing everything right. You're the golden boy and all that stuff, right? And he operates as precision interference, right? He is a deity associated with precision and with clarity. His arrows are vectors of invisible force. They are either plague or they are death, and it's like, he does not miss, okay? He is light. The light that he emits is for purification, right? He purifies the environment that he's in simply by existing in his golden form, okay? Apollo is like well known. He's shown everywhere. Like you could see, like if you want to go see a naked picture of him right now, just go to your local museum. If you're in a larger city and you want to see, if you're sitting here right now, you're like, I wonder what his penis looks like, right? If you're wondering, like, there's a million of these pictures of him in various states of disrobe, and they're just comfortable with this, right? I don't know how he felt about it. I guess if he was posing for this stuff, right? If you were posing, if you're like, while they're chiseling it and you ain't got no drawers on, and then they make, you wouldn't be like, I thought you were going to put some pants on me, right? So he can't say that he thought they were going to put pants on him because you were standing there naked while they were chiseling. And that took a long ass time. So he's like, he's one of the most famous deities. Now, the three I'm talking about, he doesn't match Shiva, right? We already know that. Shiva's like the MJ of this stuff, right? But this guy's like, you really locally known, well respected. He's traveled. I don't know why he hasn't ended up in the movies like everybody else. We got Hades. Hey, who's gonna put Hades in a movie and then you don't put Apollo in the movie? Like, I don't understand, right? Like, this is the Justin Timberlake of deities, right? This is Brad Pitt of deities. I don't know why you wouldn't put him in the movies, but he's not. Like, even though he's still well known, at least I haven't seen him in much, and I watch a lot of like mythology, anime, and all that stuff. But he's known for being a distributor of divine judgment. He is the regulator of balance between health and disease. He is the mediator between the mortals and divine knowledge. So he has a lot of words. And in the Iliad, he sends plague into the Greek camp through targeted strikes. So he was active in the Iliad. So wow, you must have been on the Trojan side, right? Okay, so man, how'd Troy lose that? It was a lot of deities that were in there that had money on Troy, right? You guys know Troy was a setup, right? I don't know if you guys realize this. People had money on the fall of Troy. That's why it went down like that. That's why they made Paris fall in love with Men theories, like they did that. That was a whole. She was already his wife before they put her up as a prize. So no matter who won her for their contest, right, her husband was going to have beef with it, right? So they knew what they were doing, and they started a war. And we will talk about that. Like that's like some manipulative stuff in the Greek pantheon. Now, historically, like with Apollo, he's known. He's known for the Temple of Delphi, which is the whole thing with the oracle. There's another one at Delos that's also associated with him, and he's been around since the archaic time. He's been here early on in the development of the pantheon. By the classical period, he had been extended all over Greece, so he's well known. And in the Hellenistic period, he became associated with the like the solar aspect, which is where I kind of come into it, right? I must have came in, or my first influence is being from the Hellenistic period, because this is when he's associated with the solar and the healing traditions, and I'm like, ah, yeah, this is a cool guy. Now knowing that, oh, you're also the guy who makes the poison, right? So yeah, I guess that is balance right there. So by then he's had his influence out. It's very strong. He's known with the oracles. He's known with the healing sanctuaries. He's known with musical and poetic competition. So they was doing freestyle battles, right? Poetic battles, right? I don't know what our art thou cometh unto thine, but this is what they were saying. This is how they were getting down. So this makes me think of like the freestyle battle. And he was known for being the consultations of prophecy, purification rituals. So you called on him when you wanted purification, because it's the sun. That's the sun. That sun association with purification is it's baked in the cake, right? So this is who he was. And offerings could be tied to like health and divine favor, right? He offers clarity, alignment, and correction. Like, so get your brain computer all in line with your spiritual computer, right? So he is this duality. Obviously, he has two sides, and a lot of the Greek gods have two sides in what they represent. And I guess that's each of them kind of representing balance on their own, or the idea of opposite forces coexisting. Him is shown in the duality of both healing and harming, light being both revelation and exposure. The same light he used to purify a place was the same light that was a weapon against a lot of people. So it shows both sides. That disease can actually be divine correction. And if we look at how nature rolls, like nature it made these diseases for reasons. Not everything. There's some stuff I know that we made in labs, and that's probably true. But nature, look, we can't say that diseases are not nature's control mechanism, because it controlled all of us for like 3 years. We all stayed in the house. So that's control that nature has. Now, in mythic terms, like he's into the old school stuff. The slaying of the python, the punishment of Niobe, his role in the Trojan War he's talked about. So he operates as kind of like an enforcer of divine order. So maybe in that role, man, I kind of think of like, what is it? Is it Michael, the angel? I think of like Sekhmet, like, there's not a lot of, you don't hear a lot of judgment stories coming from Sekhmet, but you hear a lot of stories about her whooping somebody's ass. And I think that's they kind of fit that same mold of like, yeah, we handle like the business when it needs to be handled, right? And so he does like what he tells us about the Greek culture is that they valued balance. That was an important thing. They reflected it in the deities. Now that I'm seeing it a little more clearly, they definitely reflected balance in how they moved. They feared unseen causes of illness. So when you didn't understand fully where disease came from, they manifested it in Apollo. This psychologically makes it easier to handle, right? Like if people start getting sick, at least mentally you have like it's the wrong thinking, but at least your mind can grasp on something. And I think that works in the elements of like how much you hope. Right, you're like, okay, if this is Apollo and he's doing this, that means all we have to do is like make him happy again, right? Like we gotta stroke him, right? And then at least mentally you think you can do something to cure. Whether it helped them or not, they still survived as a civilization. None of those diseases actually wiped them out. So maybe praying to Apollo ultimately did work out because they're still here, right? Okay, continuous civilization, right? That's who they are. So he's really like one of the main ones I think most people know about. I don't know about his association with the poison. I don't know if people really recognize that as being a deep part of him. So I'm glad I got to at least insert that. That's something I pulled out of this myth